Morning!
Everyone.
Good morning, everyone. So, for today's All Hands meeting, my name is Iman, and this week I'm going to be hosting today's All Hands, and I'm going to be with Mr. Adri for the moderation. So, we hope that we give this all Hands week justice. So, to begin, okay, let's just wait for a bit here. Okay, let's wait a bit more and begin with the classic rise, which is weekly inspiration. So, I think recording. Anyone recording? But you're free. I'm not free.
Yeah, how to record this meeting? Oh, not sure.
You can record.
Manuel, I got it. I'll record.
Okay,
Okay,
so for this week's weekly inspiration is entitled "The Classic Rags to Riches Story." Now, of course, this is this person pretty much, as the title suggests, he came from the, let's say, his life story is all about this classic rags to riches story, and this person's name is Manny Pacquiao. So next slide. So I'd like to begin with a question. Can you imagine being born in so much poverty where you had to recycle leftover meat for food? Can you imagine taking food from, let's say, this is not to glorify poverty in any way, but of course his life story is all about having to grow from nothing into one of the greatest athletes there is in the sport of boxing. So, can you imagine being born in so much poverty where you had to recycle leftover meat for food? Can you imagine yourself scraping the leftover meat from different, let's say, for example, KFC branches or different McDonald's branches and taking their meat and then taking it home, recycling it so you can eat it for yourself to sustain you for food? So, this man pretty much went through that. This man is Manny Pacquiao. Now, to cut the story short, I wouldn't be doing him any justice with his achievements in his career. Not only is he a good boxer, is he a good man, pretty much he conquered 8 different weight divisions. Now, what does that mean? So, pretty much he succeeded in his career. He began at a very light weight, like 55 kilograms, and fought through 67 kilograms. Basically, he was a small 5'5" guy and fought big guys and succeeded as a boxer, even at bigger weight classes. Next slide, please. So this was him when he was beginning. He was a malnourished guy, malnourished man, kid, I should say. He was 17 here. And yeah, he pretty much went through all that. And he used to sell garbage as well. The classic rags to riches story. Next slide. He fought big dudes, big guys, strong guys, and being 5'5", he pretty much dominated and was a successful boxing icon. Next slide. But despite this, he was also a successful politician. He was a successful businessman, but most importantly, he's also successful well, he's a big philanthropist, meaning he loves giving to people. You can, of course, not agree with his political side, but then again, he's successful in all those aspects, and I think it's great. But next slide, there was one moment where I believe that truly encapsulates how great of a person he is, and that was when he was knocked out. He was knocked out cold. At this moment of his career, he was at the height of his career. He was 8-time world champion and pretty much had everything going up for him. However, there was this one moment where he had this fight where he was knocked out. He was down and he was asleep. And as you see in this picture, his wife was scared. Everyone was scared. His countrymen was scared. Pretty much, he was just out. And you would, if you were in this position, at least for me, if I was in this position, definitely I would consider whether if I should continue fighting, because pretty much he's already achieved everything in the sport. But still, he still managed to move forward. He became champion again in his career, and he still continued on. And I believe that's something that is worth noting and definitely inspiring. And of course, just to top it off, so move. Next slide. Pretty much, I'd like to take this time to allow us to embody the spirit of moving forward despite our failures and go back to our feet. Be the hero, never settle, fail fast, and of course, be kind and help others to help themselves. I hope that quick rags to riches story may inspire tonight. So yeah, passing on the slide to Mr. Adi. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the inspiration for the story, Eman. And it turns out that anybody can be a hero as long as you never settle and always fail fast. Okay, then next, let's moving on to the vision and mission statement. Okay, so for the mission statement, I would like to call Kak Bayu to share your statement in this.
Okay, thank you, Adri. This is also an announcement for everyone. So we are basically officially moved to Koda from Dropbox Paper as of today. So if you still have any missing documentation or documentation that's still on paper, it means that we need to stop sharing that document. We need to move that into Coda. So this is what I observed in this month, basically on November, is that we have been trying to move from the old practice into a better practice. That what I think is that the quads now are working together in a same space, in one space that's very consistent, and make it exploring and sharing knowledge is very easy. You just basically go to the squad, and then every knowledge is there. New people can learn from the previous people, previous mistake, and everything is documented in one space. And there's no like secret document or some documents that only one person would know. So I'd like to congratulate everyone for making the transition, and that's it for me.
Okay then, so let's next to the vision statement. I would like to call Mr. Jing to
Okay.
share his story.
Thank you very much, Artie. And today, what I'd like to talk about is something that I think needs to be addressed. Last week, I think we all know, I was happened to be traveling and asked Diddy to make a decision about one of our senior leaders here in the company. Later, I had learned that there were still some questions about some of the policies and the way that we make decisions here at Liquid Vista. So I'd like to take a moment here to actually align what we talk about in terms of the vision of the company to actually a uncomfortable topic. How does Liquid Vista actually decide on terminations? And what do we do specifically in a case where a termination decision arrives? I think the first thing to actually realize is terminations are not a light thing that happen here in this company. Moreover than not, we generally try to tolerate and we tend to give freedom for everybody to explore their creative and innovation potential. We support individuals who will legitimately try new things and fail and perhaps cost the company time and money in endeavors that could potentially push forward the boundaries of hospitality. That is essentially our price that we pay to be leaders in hospitality. Sometimes we'll have to be doing early things. However, in order for this trust to happen, in order for these mistakes to be tolerated, there needs to be an overall trust within the company that we are doing the right thing, that we are trying to inspire delight everyone, every time, everywhere. So to put it in a way that I think everyone can understand, Book Vista does not make termination decisions very lightly, and even less for senior people who have been here for a number of years. So in the case of what we've seen this past week, why did we make such a decision? Normally, I believe these matters are rather a difficult discussion topic because there is an issue of privacy. But adhering to, I think, our core values of being transparent, I'll speak a little bit more about what does actually result in immediate termination. What results in immediate termination are usually things like this: not being transparent about things that are crucial to the cultural development of the company. What does that actually mean? If a person who is in a leadership position undermines the mission or the vision of the company without having management discussions and leads his team in a direction that humiliates or decries or undervalues the mission of our company, there will be no tolerance for that kind of behavior. What that does is it puts an entire group of people into non-alignment with the rest of the company. Now you might ask, okay, why do we have to do that? Because the entire force of the company is brought together by our mutual belief in this mission and in this vision. When we first hire people, we ask people to commit to this particular idea. Do you want to innovate in hospitality, to positively transform people, to inspire delight? If you do, then you belong here in this company, and we will teach you how to do that. But when people make jokes of the mission, when people don't really respect it, when people make jokes of the people we're trying to transform, or leadership, or our partners, or our guests, then that undermines the values that we have taken an entire decade to put together, and that does not get tolerated. For that particular reason, this is the specific reason that Andre could not be no longer, his being here was no longer tolerated in this company. This decision was mostly done by me, but I also had gathered evidence from other people within HR and the operations team. So does this mean that we could be more fair? I don't think so in this particular case. After looking at the evidence and discussing more and getting more facts about this particular case, what I realized is that I think we have done the correct thing. Does it result in operational delays, issues with the rebalancing? Of course it will. Like I said before, these are temporary pains. But the long-term pains of having groups of people who are not aligned to the vision and mission of the company has far more devastating potential consequences. So that being said, I just want to make it clear that if you do feel that you do not believe in the mission and vision, please talk to management, talk to the senior leader, try to find what it is about yourself that can be corrected. We are here to positively transform everybody within the company. There's always time and there's always resource to devote to that. If you finally find yourself that you really don't believe in what we do, then please have the decency to just resign and not bring other people to share in your collective misery or disbelief. That does not inspire delight. So that being said, I hope that this is a way that I can be radically candid so that this type of behavior doesn't happen anymore. And I hope with this kind of clarity, the people who are aligned with the vision and the mission feel more commitment. They feel more like we actually really support the ideas that we talked about. Okay, that being said, I'd like to put this issue to rest now. Back to the same principle that I talked about last time. If you do see something that isn't quite right, that doesn't reflect the collective vision and mission of our company, which is to inspire delight everyone, every time, everywhere, please don't stay silent. Say something about it. Say something to the person who is speaking not correctly about this. Ask them why they feel this way. Ask them to speak to HR or senior leaders to find that alignment again in the work that they do. Or if they really don't belong here, then just ask them, why do you still work here? Okay? That is what we can all do. We are all responsible for keeping the core values and the vision of the mission of the company alive. That's what brings us all together. All right, that's it. I'm going to turn this back over to Artie, and hopefully this will clarify this particular subject. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jing, for the clarification of the vision. And next, let's moving on to the weekly mission inspiration. First is the Bukit Vista mission to inspire the life through hospitality innovations that positively transform our guests. I would like to call Kak Erika to this.
Yes. So morning everyone. So this week we have lovely guests from Bamboo Beach House. So we arranged a honeymoon setup for this couple, and the owner actually provide a very nice setup for the honeymoon. And the guest also sent us a bunch of photos, like an album of it. And she also says that she has a good time with her husband, and it is a honeymoon trip. So they took a lot of photos, and yeah, it's just great seeing them taking photos in the beach and also in the property itself. So yeah, I think this one is a great transformation from our guests. And next one is the usual transformation guest from Air Support 3 and 4. I think first impression is great when we send a welcome message for guests and then helping them with checking in. But also, like goodbye message is also important because it's the stage that we actually know whether the guests have a good experience overall or not. So yeah, I think good job for the hosting team, and let's keep this happening. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Erika, for the innovation. And next, I would like to give a time to Mr. Jing again.
Oh, actually, I'd like to bring Gunny to the floor to talk about one of his recent innovations. Gunny, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir, and good morning, everyone. Sorry, this one is a bit long. Okay, so for the background, we have tons of past guest contacts on each air support number. Okay, and there is a good opportunity for marketing to outreach past guests, which is targeted previous audience, and convert them into guests again. So I'm planning to marketing track the message and collect past guests from our data, and HR blast the message. So this is our first experiment. I use Antun for the opening message to look fun and represent Bukit Vista brand. But it turned out after send to 50 guests, there is no guest. Even worse is only we got only one response, and this is angry guest. She feels annoyed. And then I tried to modify the message. PD come up with the sample from Telkomsel, and then I tried to modify a bit at the beginning. I given the names and the greeting in the beginning, and then turn out after we send it to 40 guests, we get 4 good response. So this is the matter of Fairfax and Papaya. Discover new project from our uh, current current workforce. So there is a big opportunity that from our data guess. So yeah, that's it. Back to Mr. Singh.
Yeah, this one is actually something I'd like just to point out because this comes at a very good time. I'd like to point out that Gunny has been the hero in this particular case to reach out to guests. I think this is something that we have been talking about for a very long time, but it required that particular courage to experiment and try out that particular idea. And then getting shut down and rejected is never something that actually feels that great, especially if it's a new idea. And where a lot of people might have just stopped, I think Gunny took on the values of failing fast and then iterating really quickly to try to gain a better understanding. Altogether, what this actually does is it creates a much better interface between the company, Bukit Vista, and the users that we're hoping to policy transform. It requires empathy. It requires taking a hospitable approach to understanding who our users are. And I think it requires some courage and creativity to iterate on the innovations. So this, I think, demonstrates our values and our vision and mission very well. Thank you, Donnie.
Okay then. Thank you, Mr. Jing and Kagami, for the innovation and also both ways to respond. And next is the Bukit Vista's mission to inspire the light through hospitality innovation that positively transform our partners. I would like to call Kaasa for this innovation.
Okay, thank you. So from my side, as you can see from the first attachments, last week on November 20, I asked Pak Dedi, not that the first one, please. The first attachment, yep. So I asked Pak Dedi, the farmhouse owner, if he needed help regarding the Bivigo user adoption. And he told me that he would be available a week after, which means around 27 November. And I plan to reach him out again on 25. And unexpectedly, if you can see from the second attachment, he sought for guidance by texting me first on 24 November, which is earlier from my estimation. Then I gladly guided him to explore the Bivigo application right away. And I believe Pak Dedi is one example for a partner who wants to positively transform with us by actively asking for guidance. And I think he opens for discussion and also sees us as his partner. That's from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kasa, for the inspiration. And next to Kak Nadia.
Okay, hello, good morning, everyone. So it's actually update from product development team for partner. So we have released another iteration for finance report, and it's already live on Play Store. And it's actually another milestone. So we've improved on the experience and also the user interface there. And yeah, in the latest look, we value one of our core values, that is be transparent. So now partner can see their payout status in more details way. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Nadia, for the innovation. And moving on to Om Rafiq.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So this is a funny things because Mbak Luli is always take the direct guest to on their guest house, and then she asking me to have a meeting with Lilis, Vidi, and Wayanda. How's the strategy for that one? And we have meeting for that one, and the conclusion is we will give the price list with the laminating and printed on the guest house. With the price is already with our BP revenue sharing, and she agree about that, and she will remove all the name card, so they only have the list of the price of from BP. I think that is the transformation from transaction to legacy. That is and then the MPP will be Mbak Luli and Amazon for today. Back to you, Audrey.
Okay, then. Thank you, Om Rafiq, for that. And next, the Bukit Vista's mission to inspire the life through hospitality innovations that positively transform our employees. I would like to give time to Kak Nadia.
Okay, thank you. So this is another update from product development. So we have released the Ocean tool. It's actually a tool to help to identify the candidate personality. And hopefully with this tool, it actually can be standardized to know the candidate through the Ocean attributes, basically, and also to minimize the bias on the CV screening among the assessors in the middle funnel. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Nadia. And next to Kak Shelin.
Okay, thank you. First things first, thank you, Nadia, and for the product development team as well. Hopefully this feature will help us better, to identify better candidates in the future. And okay, a few achievements from the team. So the second row here is actually from the partnership squad. So from few of the team members from ASA, like they had a training session with some of our properties, better understanding as well for the new structure, as well as the MVP for converging visualization is finally done. So kudos to the team as well as to Stefan and Chris for the project itself. And from Kaila's side, from BD side, our partnership conversion KPIs have achieved, guys. So congratulations to the team for this. And we have 6 MOU signing as well, thanks to Wayanda and Nadine. And measurement for the conversion stages to know how the team has been doing on how to report things out. So that's a few achievements on the partnership spot. And this one goes to the PD team again, actually, for Nadia as well as the PD team. So recently they had this PD day. PD fun day spill or drink. Seems that a lot of cheese has been spilled during the session, as well as the Bivigo for the finance report, as well as the Ocean tool that I mentioned just now. So yeah, that's a bit of an achievement from the employee side. So back to you, Adi.
Okay, thank you, Kak Shelin, for the innovation and inspiration. And then moving on to the company team target and achievement, I would like to give time to Kofidi.
Right, thank you very much, everyone, and good morning. Today is the last day of November, and we've completed another month with the monthly theme of evolution that inspires the light. So we've gone through a lot of different changes in the company. Most particularly, maybe the biggest changes is the restructure of chapter and squad, and that leads to a higher specializations in terms of technical skills and also aligns the mission with the long-term goals. So first, regarding the long-term, the semester goal of the company, we have the 1,800 guest checkouts, and as mentioned last week, the inflection point actually grows more, and it is to be expected that we will cross the ideal line on December 2021. We've already reached a 1,000 overall guest checkouts. This includes the potential ones from the following months, but this is actually a good number and an indicator of a good number and good progress for this particular key performance indicator for this semester. And we will continue to track the quality of the review itself based on the classification. And if you open the image here, Adri, you see that compared to last week, there is a increase in 0.01 check-in score, and there's a decrease in location and accuracy. So this will point out which part of the stage funnel that we can improve in order to inspire guests more. And this data is from September 1st until now. Okay, pertaining to the revenue itself, we're currently at 54,405. We are about 600 away from our revenue target, and this is the last day. So to the reservations team, prioritize the last minute bookings for today. And I believe there were cancellations yesterday for today, and that causes the stagnancy of the revenue itself. I would like to take this moment to review a little bit our positions last year, which is the graph below. We see that there's a very huge difference between the revenue progression of last year compared to this year. There's an increase of in-month revenue growth and out-of-month revenue growth. But we would like to take note that last year's in 2020, December, we actually got around 85,000 USD, 86,000, in fact, 86,845 USD. And with the progression this year, it is expected that we will achieve much more. And this is our year-on-year growth for November 2021 compared to November 2020, which is at 32.55%. And I would like to take note several biggest grower for this month compared to last month. There is Canggu with 7,000 last month, and this month is at 12,691, which is actually a very huge growth. And we can maybe optimize this further by acquiring properties in those particular area according to the data that we have, which type, which specification, and so on and so forth. There's also Unggasan and Yogyakarta. One of the biggest loss this month is actually the property at Nusa Dua, which we achieved about 7,571 last month, while only achieving 4,785 this month. This area is in particular our luxury property, and there were issues with availability in lot 6 and lot 3, and also there is a pricing issue with lot 5 where there's a structure change which is not recommended by strategy. We can actually propose a better negotiation for next month. So that's that from the overview from my side. And during this last day, I would like to thank everyone as well for a lot of different changes that happens throughout the company this month. And I believe that with all the changes, and I know exactly with these changes, we can actually achieve better heights in the following months. Thank you. Back to Adri.
Okay then, thank you for the information, Kofidi. And next to the squad main achievement. So for the guest funnel squad achievement, I would like to call again Kofidi.
Okay, thank you very much, Andre. I think for the primary achievement, this is actually a culture that we kind of like lost a little bit in the past few months, but the primary achievement is to ring the bell that we closed a 4 months deal at 128 million IDR booking for Villa Nayaka with DP8. Thank you very much for the conversion chapter. This actually brings a lot of motivations to the entire team and also the entire company as well, that we're actually able to convert such a huge deal. This deal actually takes place for like few days or maybe even a week, and the conversion team has successfully closed the deal. And for the secondary achievement is establishing new project, which is the outreaching past guests by the awareness team, and also discovering new feature in Facebook to boost marketplace listing. For our Coda adoption, we have implemented 3-dash status. Ring the bell. That's the sound of the bell. Very refreshing, yeah. And for the Coda adoption, we implemented 3-dash, so we now can able to see the 3-dash visualizations in Coda paper directly, and we have the initial shift handover paper moved to Coda for operationals. That's it from Guest Funnel.
Okay, thank you, Kavidi, for that. And then next to the partnership funnel squad, back to Kalilis.
Thank you, Adri. So for the partnership funnel squad, so many achievements have been mentioned previously, actually in the weekly mission inspiration. Notable things here that is actually a good beginning is developing better partnership understanding between our partner and also Bukit Vista, especially Pondok Lilik in this part. The problem here is actually the difference between prices. That's a very crucial problem, but we haven't solved it yet. And this is the initial solution that we come up in the last meeting, where actually we agree for a certain price for direct guests that coming to Bukit Vista or directly to Pondok Lilik, so we can keep our revenue sharing too in the part. So for the secondary achievement, we transform one property from no alignment to transactional alignment. Yeah, I think that's that for the partnership funnel. For the other, that's also very amazing. We have 6 MOU signed this month, and then other conversion, other LCLA in the conversion part is also achieved as we discussed this week. Back to Adri.
Okay, thank you, Kalilis, and also the partnership funnel squad for this achievement. Next to the employee funnel squad, I'm going to give time to Kara.
Yeah, thank you. For the primary achievement, it's been quite a journey to actually doing the MBKM proposals, right? So it just announced that we passed the first step for the MBKM selection process. So thank you for the teams that has been diligently working on this. And we're going to, the second step will be on an interview. Secondary achievement is that, as Nadia already mentioned previously, Ocean Tools has been also developed in this past few months and currently already being applied for applicants. And then the second part is that we had employee funnel squad week, which is we have specific for the squad days and also the happy hour. So yeah, that's pretty much on my side.
Okay, then thank you, Kara, and also employee funnel squad for the achievement. So let's moving on to the core value recognition. So I would like to call Kara again to your recognition to Ersha and Dina.
Okay, oh yeah, right. I'd like to recognize Ersha and Dina for Inspire the Light and help others to help themselves last week. Inspire the Light, as in it was a fun day for the happy hour. Help others to help themselves is actually for letting the teams understand themselves better. So last happy hour, getting many positive feedbacks. It was not just aligned with the squad and gives most attendees insights about themselves, but how the host conducted the event was actually super fun and highly interactive and engaging. So yeah, thank you for Ersha and Dina.
Okay, thank you, Kara, for the recognition. And next to Kak Shelin.
Okay, like in the similar festive season juga lah ya. Okay, so this is actually to Kara and Ara for hosting the EFS Day, the Employee Funnel Squad Day last week. Like it was actually really fun. Like we share memes, like we share a lot of laughs and memes, and turns out that Nadia actually have like a specific drive for like TD memes. So yeah, like it was really fun. Like they have our and such. And thank you for both of you to inspire the life as well as being last with you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Sherry, for the recognition. And then let's moving on to the personal updates. So for this week's personal updates, please kindly read only your answer to the biggest actionable discovery, and please read it in 30 seconds. And let's start from the top then. Let's start from Om Rafiq. What is your discovery for this week?
Okay, thank you, Adri. So my biggest discovery is you need to know your product well before someone asking about your product, so you can answer it well and also with kind. That is from my side. Thank you, Adri.
Okay, thank you, Om Rafiq, for your discovery. And then next to Katendi. Is Katendi here?
Hello.
Okay.
Okay. So for the biggest actionable discovery is there is still a lot of work that I saw is inefficient work that I think I need to have to fix it and then make more efficient and effective as well. Since I moved to SAR, so yeah, I will try my best on the host. Thank you, Adri.
Okay, thank you, Katendi, for your discovery. And next to Kak Asa.
Okay, so lately I've been actively working out, and I think warming up and also cooling down are essential parts of working out. So if you are working out, don't skip those steps, guys, if you don't want to come back feeling like a broken robot. That's for me. Thank you. Back to you, Adri.
Thank you, Kasa, for the reminder. And next to Kak Ros.
Yep. From me, you can help to transform others if you don't care with your health and well-being. But how to keep balance about your work and your personal life? It's back talking again about time and priorities management. How work target can be achieved while maintaining health and taking care of ourselves.
Okay, thank you, Kak Ros, for your discovery. And next to Hendra.
Yeah, thank you. For me, I've tried to implement some guidelines, either that I've met or someone already met, to get my action in every stuff that I have. Maybe it's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Hendra, for your discovery. And next to Mawayana.
Hi, good morning, everyone. For me, it's always room for improvement. Be positive, take a chance, improve yourself one day by the day.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mawayana, for your discovery. And next to Kanadin.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So the things that I've been discovered this week is support the room of improvement actually in the reservation and hosting guidelines. And also I discovered the lack on the partnership side that caused the time lagging basically in the pipeline management actually, which is something that could be lacked on the seniors as well in the partnership to train the newcomers in the conversions. So this is also feedback from me as well. And so yeah, we have been monitoring much effort spent without any significant results to some people, you know. So this is actually on prioritization. I think this is a skill that takes a good amount of analysis, clear-headed thinking, and also stable emotional intelligence as well, like FOMO. Yep, that's it. Back to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kanadin. And next to Kakela.
Okay. Recently I discovered that underlying or unrecognized threats can cause so many things a person, including the physical harm. So to how to avoid it as a student, maybe to play tricks to your mind, you can do your work little by little, or Indonesia itu memang mencicil, and you'll see how much of it really takes a lot of, and just keep in mind that small progress is still progress. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Kakela. And next to Aulia, since she's not attending that, I will read it. So from Kakela has advised me to just go with the flow first and see where things take you. I feel like this helped in reaching my inner peace. Okay, thank you for that. And next to Kak Gray, since she's not attending, so I'll read it. So her discovery is to cherish everything and don't take anything for granted. Okay. Next to Kak Erika.
Yes, so lately I've been searching questions on Google and I immediately always open the Reddit ones to get answers because I think people who give comments on Reddit are usually talking from experience. That's for me.
Okay, thank you, Kak Erika, for your discovery and also the alternative when Google is not that, when you cannot find anything on Google. So next to Kak Mutia.
The faster we learn to chase the world, like we are so dream about mastering the world, the further we are from God. So we have to be balanced, just the world and just His plans.
Okay, thank you, Kak Mutia, for that. And next to Modi, since she's not attending, so I'll read it. So her discovery is use tape to clean floors from your fallen hairs. Thank you, Modi, for that discovery, and it really helps for people with long hairs or even have a pet. Okay, next to Sharon.
The hotter the water is, the bitter the coffee will taste.
Okay, thank you, Sharon, for your discovery. And next to Mr. Jing.
My discovery is to hire slowly and to fire fast. When we discover someone has crossed the line, it's often tempting to give second chances or try to forgive. However, this can actually be a case of ruinous empathy, and it undermines a commitment to a common vision and a mission.
Okay, let's see. Thank you, Mr. Jing, for your discovery. And next to Kara.
Okay, thank you, Adri, for from the past few years' experience. This is part of being an interesting topic for me to study more about conspiracy. So conspiracy within the team happen when we ignore the culture-defined signal. The signal itself has to be observed in detail and require a good interpersonal relationship skill. So it's gonna be part of the HR research in the next few months near in the future. So yeah, that's from my side.
Okay, thank you, Kara, for your discovery. And next to Kak Shelin.
Okay, thank you. So like I just kind of realized like you can actually meet people who have similar interests with you like anywhere. So yeah, this is actually finding out to chat. So yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Okay then, Kak. Thank you for that. And next to Kak Vera.
My biggest actionable discovery is that wearing contact lens for the first time is very scary and it took almost 2 hours. So keep on trying and repeating, and it's less scarier now. So the conclusion is to fail fast and never give up. Yeah, back to you, Adri.
Okay, thank you, Kak, for your discovery. And next to Kak Biela.
Okay, so my actionable discovery is that tea is actually bad for anemic people like me. So apparently, I'm not supposed to drink tea 2 hours before and after eating. Like, although it's my favorite drink. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So thank you for that. Thank you for your discovery. And next to Elsha, since he's not attending that, I'll read it. So perfume, AOD perfume and AOD toilet has a different endurance on your body and ranked by the order. Also, when you set all perfume as perfume, there is not much brand that actually release perfume. And most of them are EDP or EDTs. So the more you know. Okay, thank you for that, Elsha. And next to Kabayu.
Okay. The biggest actionable discovery is that getting adoption from the user is non-technical, but need to be very constantly done, like every day. For example, this one, last week we have created a guideline for meetings, and the meetings name are now changed, guys. So this is the name, right? So there's a squad weekly meeting. There's a squad breakout meeting that happen after the squad weekly meeting if it's necessary, and also the chapter workshop. So chapter, there's no chapter sync up, it's chapter workshop where you learn from other chapter member from different squads. And then also the second one is organizing guidelines in the right section. So make sure that your guideline can be easily found for anyone that even don't know anything about your squad. It should be very logical where to find anything. So that's it from me, Andrew.
Okay, thank you, Kabayu, for your discovery on guidelines. And next to Kak Nadia.
Okay, mine is actually I just realized that the biggest challenge as UI UX designer is to explain what UX or UI design is to my friends and also family and what will I do in the future. That's it.
Okay, thank you for that, Kanadia. And next to Rizky's update.
Okay, thank you, Adri. Morning, everyone. So in UI UX, there's this thing called atomic design, where we start small and eventually get bigger to the whole mockup. This was really interesting because I started thinking, okay, other aspects of life works the same way. You start small, focus on the small things, and you gradually see the bigger picture. And yeah, that's something I learned today.
Okay, thank you for that discovery, Rizky. And next to Robert's, that since he's not attending, so I'll read it. So sometimes finding a good source is the hardest part of learning something new. Okay, that is so relatable, and thank you for that. And next to me, my discovery is small things when you do it consistently can become big enough to actually impact your life. Okay, and next to Lukman's update for since he's not attending, so I'll read it again. So it started when I didn't have time to take day off anymore, so I had to keep working on Sunday. And last Sunday, he paired with Om Rafiq, and our discussion went on fun, even though it was holiday, and also it was raining on that time. Okay, then next to S2.
Okay, thank you, Adri. From me, my discovery is there is an architecture tool on database server called master slave, which can give some improvement in managing database. Back to you, Adri.
Okay, then thank you, S2, for that discovery.
Okay, thank you, Adri. My discovery is the application of innovation can happen in two ways. First is improve efficiency on operational. Second is discover new tools outside workflow. Back to you, Adri.
Okay, thank you, Kagani, for discovering new tools outside. And next to Fatima.
Yeah, for me, I just realized this month that maintaining old motorbike is needs passion. It doesn't consume a lot money, but still time and energy and everything. Back to you.
Thank you, Fatima, for your discovery. And next
Artie, could I just stop real quick? Fatima, who is the person that you met on Maudi Ayunda?
Yeah, that's actually a celebrity here, sir.
Oh, at Milk and Madu, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right then. Let's moving on to Jesselyn.
Yes, thank you, Adri. So my biggest actionable discovery is actually Spotify has removed the shuffle button for albums, and although the feature is still available if you want to, but now you don't have to listen the songs in the album by shuffling in default. That's all. Back to you, Adri.
Okay, thank you, Jesselyn, for that update. And next to Huying.
Thank you, Adri. So from my side is my discovery is we can get lots of cheap and good stuffs when thrifting. So let's support sustainable fashion together. Thank you. Back to you, Adri.
Thank you, Huying, for that discovery. So you don't have to be you don't have to be rich for that. Just now. Okay, thank you. And next, moving on to Kak Lilis.
Yep, thank you. So I think just find out from Wayan that crucial things related to business needs to at least agree a written agreement. It's actually specifically about agent. So start to improve it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Lilis, for that. And let's moving on to Kak Fidi.
Yep, for me, to empathize deeper, you need to actually be involved in something, but make sure you keep the viewpoint of both the outsider and insider to maintain objectivity. For example, like in the investments, for investment, when you just observe and you don't really actually do the actual selling and buying, you don't really get the empathize. But after doing that, you can actually share the empathy and give suggestions on how to improve.
Okay, thank you, Kak Fidi, for that discovery. And next to David.
Yep, thank you. Good morning, everyone. For me, it's about a life lesson that we can compare ourselves with others, but we can or we must compare and compete with ourselves. That's all for me.
Okay, thank you, David, for that. And next to Farron, since she's not attending, that I will read it. Feels like I've just finished midterm last week, but now we got finals coming at 100 miles per hour. So good luck for that, Farron. And next to Arda.
Okay, so from me, I found some interesting novels in my dad's bookshelf, and I will start reading when my internship is over. Thank you. Back to you, Adri.
Okay, thank you, Arda, for telling us that. And next to Stefan.
Okay, so my biggest actionable discovery is actually when you're expecting someone to open up to you, actually you can start to open up to them first. Because it's gonna be easier and relaxed that you actually trust them with something. Okay, back to Adri. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Stefan, for your discovery. And next to Raifa. Is Nadifa here? Okay, she's not answering, so I'll read it. So before I go to sleep, I try to look at my 5 fingers and mention the 5 best parts of the day to feel grateful. Magically, it can reduce my anxiety. Oh, so thank you for that discovery, Nadifa, and hopefully we can also implement it so we don't easily get depressed if there is a failure. And next to Emmanuel.
Okay, so really distraught after the market dropped because of the recent findings of COVID. The portfolio was already rising and it suddenly dropped in a day. Definitely the quote that I'd like to point out is, of course, be ready, be steadfast for anything. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you, Emmanuel, for that. Next to Violin, and since she's not attending, so I'll read it. So be adaptable because everything changes every second. Okay, thank you for that discovery, Violin. And next to Hansen.
And my discovery is all you need is to be patient because everything takes time.
Okay, thank you, Hansen, for that discovery. So that's it for the personal updates. Let's moving on to the promotion or new employee. I would like to call Kara.
Yeah, okay. So there is a new promotions this week. Congratulations for Gani for actually made it to get promoted from a senior specialist into a vice chapter lead of awareness chapter. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, Kara, for the announcement, and also congratulations to Kak Gani for the promotion. And next, moving on to the announcement. So I will give the time to Kak Bayu.
I think this is the previous week, so we have already done that.
Oh, okay, okay then. And that's it from today's all hands meeting. So I hope you have a great day, and back to
Sorry, Adri.
Sorry.
I think there's an announcement from Erica.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I just well earlier I have to handle some guests, but yes, I would like to make an announcement. So I would like to announce that I will be not continuing my journey on DD from next month. I think December 26th. This is purely because of my personal reasons. So regardless of what happened last week, does not have anything to do with the reason of why am I resigning. So to be transparent, is that the reason why I'm resigning is that my inability to keep up with my studies. So I'm on the verge of failing my studies. So I think I need to take a step back before it influence my my performance here as well. So yeah, I think I need to be transparent as much as possible because before it turns into something uglier, and I'm I just don't want my mental health because of my stress from my college affect my performance here because honestly, I love it here. Like I love the people here. Like what makes me decide to come back after my intern is that the culture that this company have, positivity that this company have, and it's kind of hard taking this decision, but I think it needs to be done before I mess up in my work because I want to do my best here. And this last month, I think I will do my best for the rest of my time here. So I would like to thank you to everyone who have given me the opportunity to be one of your team. And also, I'm very happy to be able to transform Gas daily. And I'm very happy to Mr. Jimmy as well for the offer, and also from Didi, the support that I get from you is like very helpful for me in this case. And yeah, I just want to thank all of everyone in DB for the endless support, and I hope we cross paths again in the future. So yeah, that's my announcement, and thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you for your service, Rika, and good luck with your work studies. So I hope that you successful in that and keep on working and keep on being successful. Okay, and that's it from the all hands meeting. So back to Emmanuel.
Okay, so to top it all off, thank you so much, everyone, for everyone's participation this morning. Definitely, truly happy to be up here and to be in front of you all. And yeah, once again, thank you so much and have a great week, everyone. Yeah, thank you.
All right, everyone, have a great